In other news, several NGOs that help the victims of abuse say they've been left high and dry after the Department of Social Development has cut their subsidies. Some of these groups, which help children and women, have been left, it seems, with no money. Many of them are not quite sure what's going to happen next and now may have to close down simply because they have been given no indication of how much money they'll receive compared to what they've received in the past. Thoko Budaza is the Executive Director of Powa, People Opposing Women Abuse. Thoko, good afternoon to you and thank you for your time. What impact is this situation having on you? You, as I understand it, don't know how much money you're actually going to get.
We don't even know if we're in the list of the organizations that are going to get money. So the department had said that last week that they were calling NGOs and NPOs to tell them if they're to come and sign service level agreements. But there's been no call. We've been waiting. And they said before that they want to talk to us. They'll only talk to us about the 31st of March, but still there's nothing. And they know around this time, that's when they need to do that because they give us for a year up until March. And then so usually all the talks and all the things by March, end of March, they should have been done.
So in other words, the government financial year starts on the 1st of April. Yes. That's happened. And you don't know if you're going to get any money, and you would need, those bills are coming due now. Yes,
and on top of that, we have employees that depend on this money. I have had to let go of over 74 employees that are serving in the communities, that are in the hospitals, assisting gender-based violence survivors and victims, and even in the South African police services, and even in the communities just at large. You know, we reach over 13,000 people, even with sheltering, because we shelter women who have been abused. Our shelters are left empty because we cannot feed, we cannot support the women the way that we have no staff because of that, and still women are going to be caught in that, and children, because we also house children with their mothers. So it is really dire. Imagine 13,000 beneficiaries not going to benefit on essential services for gender-based violence.
The Gauteng Social Development MEC in Bali Hlophe, she was here on Newsfeed on Friday, and they said they're simply following a process, that this is really about managing money. She used the example, for example, that in all of government, you know, no one official can allocate R1 million for a contract, for example, and there was this sort of loophole where NGOs would be getting sometimes, you know, R1 million that would just be rolled over year after year, and that no single official should be able to make that kind of decision. Do you buy her explanation that this is really just about making sure that money, government money, is being managed properly?
No, I don't buy that story, but generally first, I watched that interview and I was very disappointed that the minister didn't even open her camera to show how serious the issue is and how much they take it for. But I also felt like the minister, particularly using the NGO that came also, who offers services to children, said that it was sort of a threatening thing to us as NPOs that we should not be speaking out about this issue. Yes, fair enough. If they've got, we support a corrupt-less government, you know, but they could have fixed this issue a long time ago. They know if they gave us money in March and they realized these issues, they could have done that without affecting so much of social services and causing NGOs, like Powa has been around for 40 years and we are almost closing our doors. If it was not for the small other funders that are supporting us, we would be shut down.
Okay, so you're still waiting to see if you will get money. Are you getting any communication at all from the department?
No, except for press releases, and it was also strange with the minister. He said that we could have reached out. We can, if we instead of reaching out to the media, we can reach out to them. You know, but they have closed their doors. When we even wanted to go and sit in there, what did they do? They took us to court. And they had a list of who were they taking to court, who were not they taking to court. So we're not sure. They did try to divide us as a crisis organization that we are trying to organize against this issue and help each other and support each other. So I find that as a threat. But yes, we appreciate what they're trying to do, but it's not supposed to affect women and children like this. It's even more contradictory in the space of gender-based violence, where our president had said it's a pandemic. And now, contrary, DSD is doing what they are doing.
There have been budget cuts across almost all of the departments in government, and this started a little while ago, but particularly in the last budget. Is this a consequence of that? I mean, is this what's made the Department of Social Development in Gauteng so scared to spend money?
Are they scared to spend money or they don't want to spend money? Yes, it is. It is a consequence of that, especially in Gauteng. You know, we're not sure what government, because they keep on giving us different stories. For instance, they say they want to take some of these social services and deliver them themselves, you know. So that's part of their agenda. But that agenda, we know, we've seen with Life Esidimeni, how when government tries to take services on themselves, how our people and the people that they're supposed to serve get affected, you know. And when we're not even sure why are there budget cuts, what are they funding?
As I understand it, and I don't know if there's a neutral or objective analysis on this, but one of the reasons they give NGOs like yourselves money is that you're actually able to, for various reasons, get more bang for the buck. In other words, you get more value for money, there's more services for more people through giving the money to NGOs than for government doing it all themselves.
Yes, and they don't even have the capacity. Imagine if 100 NGOs have been providing these services, and then all of a sudden they say they can do those services, you know. Like, that doesn't make sense, you know. And we are prepared to support government, you know, but they must speak to us, they must engage with us, they must strategize with us as the people. We have been providing these services for some of us 100 years, some of us 40 years. And you're going to take in one financial year a decision this big without talking to NGOs. I really do not think that is wise, you know. But we really are in trouble. Then the social services of South Africa, which are already not enough, by the way, and which are not even funded enough, given the social ills that South Africa experiences on a daily basis.
What's going to happen to the women and children that you would normally look after? I mean, I presume there's nowhere for them to go.
There's nowhere for them to go. Powa luckily was founded on the ethos of voluntarism. Our staff, without even having transport, they are trying on the ground to stay, having been let go, to stay and try and close these services because we care about the women. But we cannot reach. Imagine shelters being left, and women are calling us every day that they want to be evacuated. They want to go into a shelter. They're being beaten and they are children. And there's some of them. And we're going to have women that are dying.
Thoko, thank you very much indeed. Executive Director of People Opposing Women Abuse.